Hey guys, Kimber here. It's yeah, it's actually Wednesday morning now, 12:34 a.m. and a half. I got this thing to the point to where I just put the motor back on and give it a try, but the spindle is so tight that I really feel like I'll just be taking it apart again and changing that shim out, spacer. I have another spacer at 43 thousandths. Well, that's 7 thousandths isn't very much. So, and my next one down is 27 thousandths. Now I can make more spacers, but I think I'm gonna go for the 27 thousandths. You know, initially I wasn't gonna do it because it might be fine the way it is, and I wouldn't have to mess with that snap ring again. Because I don't have the greatest snap ring pliers made out there, and it just seemed like, you know. So it's way too tight. You know, I'm afraid that the pulley's just gonna spin on the belt, and it might loosen up as you know, as I get a few, you know, as I run it for a minute or so. It might wear in. So it's kind of a toss-up. You know, right now I'm thinking I should go with the 27 thousandths, and but then when I look at the 27 thousandths, and I imagine how much movement was in there before, I can't see that doing anything. So I got the 43 thousandths. I can't see taking 7 thousandths away is going to make any difference. That's the dilemma that I'm faced with at this currently. I think I'm going the right direction, and since I've started this video, I've gone back and forth on my decision 2 or 3 times. Leave it the way it is. God knows what I'm going to do. So let's go in here and take a look at it. What we have as of now. So let me grab you here and go handheld. Just got back from the grocery store. Didn't have a huge fight this time because I just let it go. We make a grocery list, and 30% of what we buy is not even on the list because she likes to shop. I always wanted to try this. Okay. So here we are. I am not going to try to pull this taper out until I have this thing running and I mill this into a wedge using this machine. So here's the situation. I need to pull that ring, take that spacer out. Maybe I'll try the 47, and then putting that snap ring back in. You know what? I might have some other snap ring pliers too. Let me look through my tool bins, and the problem is I don't know where anything is at. I know I have a half a dozen pair of those pliers. I would think that I put the best one in my toolbox. That's the one that I'm using, but the best one might be different depending on circumstances. Yeah, I like it. I can see one day taking my needle file or whatever it's called and attacking this base, getting it primed up. The table definitely has to come off. All this grease has got to go. And probably need to take this thing off, whatever they call this. This is called the knee. Probably need to take the knee off. But the table for sure. I'm sure it's just packed with grease in there. I got the needle thing coming. I was looking for some information on this motor. I still haven't really, I don't think I've found a tag yet that has like the serial number on it yet. So what tag? There's a tag. Is there a tag on this motor casing? Yeah, there's a tag on this motor casing. And it's basically specs on the motor. It's an induction motor. I got the type and the number, but it doesn't tell me that I have a Soutubend milling machine, and its serial number is something other than 12. This tag used to say something. You would think that with serial number information, it would have been a more permanent tag than something like this. Here I got a catalog, cat number, MIL 4218. Maybe that'll give me some manufacturer date, stuff like that. But, you know, it's hard to find anything online about Soutubend's milling machines. Okay, I'm just stalling. I did grease this up a little bit, I think. It's getting better. Okay. Okay, I don't know what this is going to look like. But I switched that out for 27 thousandths. Let me wipe this thing off. Now I'm feeling like this is going to be just dandy. If I can just get this thing spread. Turns out that the pair that I have out here, snap pliers, is the best pair I have. So get on there, baby, please. Oh, just about had it. Now, getting this off, it just magically happened. Getting it back on. It kind of happened the same way last time, but okay, I just got myself in trouble. Figured getting that thing turned up right, I can just hold that motor up there and gravity will hold it there. I can get it lined up. I don't have to try to sit there and balance all that weight. Good idea. Well, there's four, what I thought were all four cap head screws that tighten that face up. You can see I've been into hardware and looking in here for hardware. That's where I'm at. Okay. Oh shit! Look at this my drill. So there's four cap head screws. 1, 2, 2 on the other side. Okay. Now these top two actually have nuts on the other end of them, and you access those nuts through that oval there. But then there's not a lot of access in there. So you turn the thing, you twist the head until that screw lines up. You put your bolt on there, your nut, and snug it down, and then do the same on the other side. Well, if I use just a standard nut, which I have 2 of down here, it stands too proud and it won't let this thing rotate. So I need, well, I should have 2 damn nuts here. Where's my magnet at? Maybe it's stuck to the end of my magnet. Here's one. So yeah, this stands too proud to make the pass. So I need to find some nuts or make some nuts that are thinner profile than this. And at that point, I will be able to tighten up these top cap head screws. Now, these bottom ones, that is just a sleeve. There's a threaded rod going through the bottom one, and there's a threaded rod going through there with threads on both ends. So one end goes into here, and the other end, and this is just basically a nut with a female cap, with a female hexagon head. So there's threads inside that hexagon head. Anyway, that secures the bottom. So when I loosen these up to turn this thing, I know it's not called knotting it, but when I loosen this thing up to turn it, I apparently loosened it up enough that those nuts, whatever was retaining that back there, ended up down in here somewhere. So my options are to get the chain hoist hooked up here, hook up to this head, pull the head off, retrieve the nuts, put it all back together. The other option is to find some nuts that'll work. Make some nuts that'll work. And leave those other nuts down inside this cavity. So I guess it's not as bad as I thought, but God, it's frustrating. So I need to get the motor in place now. So I'm going to jump up on the ladder, and I will, maybe I'll try to let you watch that if you got the patience. Where can I set you at? Okay. Okay, that ain't gonna work. Okay. So I want to do the small step. So I guess that's okay. So there's that. There's that. Okay, I don't know if these are too tight. This one's awful tight here. They're both pretty tight. See what reverse looks like. Now, I don't know if that 50,000th spacer could have stayed in there. As tight as those belts are now, I believe it could have. I finally got this thing adjusted correct. It's supposed to lock this thing. But there it is. Put the guards back on there, and I'm ready to mill. It's definitely a hell of a lot. There's a little, well, it's almost imperceptible, the movement. Well, I don't know if anybody wants to go back to the first or second video and see what this looked like originally before I stuck my fingers in there. Feel free to do that. Seems awful loud, but then again, you know, it's an old machine. Definitely have to be wearing some earplugs. Okay, I guess I'm ready to start milling. So, very noisy. We got some serious problem here. Now, the top pulley seems to be fine, but this is not. These pulleys over here are tight. So I'm going to have to pull the motor and find out what I need to do. Okay. Hope you enjoyed that. I filmed I put a little segment in there. I haven't edited this yet, but I put a little segment in there of how much that timing gear moved when we started. And I thought I had I thought I had taken a video of it running. So, if I can't find it if I did. But got one of it running tonight, and I put a short segment in there showing how bad that timing gear moved around. So I did put in the 27 thousandths shim, removed the 50 thousandths shim, loosened everything up. With the 50 thousandths shim, I could barely turn the spindle with my hand. Now, as tight as the belt ended up being, I think that would have been all right, and it probably would have wore in and been in a pretty comfortable spot. But if it gets loose again, I know how to deal with it. I'll put another spacer in there. I have my problems. I lost the ability to tighten up those two cap head screws that keep the head from turning. I got the ones that are there, the two large ones, battened down very well, and I believe I can use the machine in the meantime. But I just have to get some, I'll just make some nuts for it, some low profile nuts. And you know, when I go to start taking the machine apart later on, I'll retrieve the two nuts that I lost. Now, I was aware of that hole in the back of that plate. I didn't know why it was there, but I quickly came to realize what I'd done wrong, loosening those up too much and letting that bolt escape. So that's going to be about it. I got completely filthy. And there's a hot tip on cleaning your hands, okay? I guess this little dealie was featured on Shark Tank television show. And I guess it's like the only time all the investors, you know, came in for part of the deal. But this thing, hot water makes it softer. This thing, hot water and some Dawn dish detergent, bring those mitts back to white, clean, absent of dirt. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. New subscriber, get down. No. New. We do have another new subscriber, and it's Robert Engel, E-N-G-L. Robert Engel, thanks Engel. Robert brings me to 870. So 130 more and I've reached my goal. I may do it this summer. And I've picked up 5 new subscribers in the last 5 days, I guess. No, in the last 13 days. So, thanks again, guys. Well, next time we'll probably be milling my wedge. I did order a M30 or a 30 taper end mill holder. The guys wanted like $40 for it on eBay, and you know, I just forgot about it. And he made an offer of $20, so I went ahead and jumped on it. If any of you guys have some 30 taper stuff that you'll let go at a reasonable price, I'd be interested. Okay. Thanks again, guys. I have to unobtrusively get around to that button without being obvious.